Saturday morning just got taken to a whole new level. Can you imagine instead of cereal with milk, you have pizza cereal and cartoons? Okay, my name is Nadia and I like pineapple on my pizza. However, one thing that I've never tried on my pizza is Froot Loops. Last week, a restaurant in the States posted about their new Froot Loop breakfast pizza, and I thought, well, I like pizza, I like Froot Loops, let's give this a shot. I'm not gonna be following a recipe today, I'm just gonna go off of what they posted and try and recreate it, and we're gonna see how it turns out. I have high expectations, so hopefully it tastes good. Anyway, let's get cooking. To get started on the Froot Loop pizza, I'm gonna make a pizza dough. This is a pizza dough that we've been making in my family for quite a while. So I'm gonna start off by sifting 2 cups of flour, to which I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of baking powder, half a teaspoon of salt. I'm gonna make it a little bit sweet by adding sugar, but if you're making it for a savory pizza, you can just avoid the sugar. I'm also gonna add a 1/4 cup of oil, and I have 3/4 of a cup of warm water on the side that I'm gonna add a little bit at a time because I don't wanna make it too wet. And once it's mostly combined, I'm gonna transfer it to a lightly floured counter where I'm gonna knead it out. You can also do this in the stand mixer, but I'm just gonna do it by hand because I know it's not gonna take too long to knead. Oh, my muscle, it hurts. Oh my God, I was like, what is that, 30 seconds? Oh boy. A perfect piece of dough, look at it. That's actually, I did a good job. I'm proud of that. Now that the dough is combined, I'm going to lightly oil a bowl and I'm gonna put the dough in there to sit for about 30 minutes. It doesn't need to rise, there's no yeast in this dough, but having it sit is just gonna make it a lot easier to stretch when we go to roll it out. While the dough's resting, I'm gonna get started on the pizza sauce. Now, we're not making tomato pizza sauce, it's actually gonna be a sweet cream cheese. So in the mixer, I'm going to add 1 cup of softened cream cheese, just softened to room temperature. And we scrape. Now, because this is a dessert pizza, I'm gonna make it a little bit sweeter and I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of icing sugar. I honestly have no idea how this is gonna taste. I hope this tastes good. Looking at the cream cheese, it's a little thick, so I think I'm gonna add some condensed milk so that way it spreads a little bit easier. I guess technically I didn't have to add the icing sugar, but I mean, it's a dessert pizza, so it's gonna be sweet. Okay, here it goes. Oh, that's enough, okay. Oh God, it's coming out from everywhere. That's looking a lot better. It's not bad, it's not like overly sweet. I was afraid that the icing sugar and the condensed milk was gonna be too much, but I think it's gonna be great. What do you think? You think it looks good? I think so. Oh my God, this made a mess. I need a paper towel. I would say I probably added like maybe 4 tablespoons at a time, but I really eyeballed it, so you could just measure it out a little bit at a time and see what your mixture is looking like. Okay, that's clean. So that's all combined. I'm gonna set it to the side and I'm gonna roll out the pizza dough. The dough's been resting for about 30 minutes. Now I'm gonna roll it out into a circle shape and place it on my pizza stone. That's a pretty thick crust. This isn't my best pizza that I've ever made, but I mean, that's fine. I'm sure it'll still taste good. Before I put any toppings on this pizza, I'm going to bake the crust at 375 for, well, I'm gonna start it off at 15 minutes and we're gonna see because this base is really, really thin, but the crust is really, really thick, and that's gonna really impact how long this cooks for. So here we go. The pizza crust is just about cooked. It did bubble up quite a bit, so I went ahead and poked it with a knife to try and get some air out. Now we're going to assemble. To recap, we have our pizza dough, our condensed milk cream cheese, mozzarella cheese, and the main ingredient, Froot Loops. I like all these ingredients separately, but we're gonna see how it turns out when I put them together. This is gonna be a lot of cream cheese, but that's okay. Maybe next time I would just do half. Mom, have you ever had Froot Loops? Are you gonna try the pizza?
Sure. I think that's enough.
Well, it's a Froot Loop pizza. That's the only topping we have. The restaurant in the States put mozzarella on the whole thing. That kind of terrifies me because I think as is, this pizza would taste pretty good. So I'm gonna put mozzarella on half and then throw it back in the oven just to melt the cheese a little bit, and hopefully the Froot Loops don't burn. It was just in the oven long enough to melt the cheese. Now I'm just gonna drizzle it with a little bit of condensed milk. I think the restaurant does condensed milk and Greek yogurt, but I'm just gonna do condensed milk. Now is the moment of truth. Well, I guess the moment of truth is when we taste it, but I'm gonna cut it now. It smells like Froot Loops, obviously. So I think we're gonna try the cheesy side first. 3, 2, 1. Pretty good. That's not bad at all. The mozzarella, I don't taste it at all. I like this.
Me too.
And I'm sure this would work with different types of cereal because, I mean, the cream cheese is pretty basic, so you could put any cereal that you like on top. I like this. Uh-oh. You could just make regular pizza dough, to be honest. It doesn't even have to be, like, I added a little bit of sugar to this pizza dough, but you could get away without doing that because the rest of it is, it's sweet. Personally, it's not too sweet. I like sweet things. It was definitely easier to cut with the cheese on top. The cheese obviously kind of melts and keeps everything in place, but here's the piece without the cheese. The Froot Loops are definitely crunchier, I guess because the cheese didn't like soften them up. But I mean, it's just as good. Well, there you have it. If you can't go to the States and buy Froot Loop pizza, you could always make it at home. And honestly, it's pretty good. I would definitely recommend this to everyone. I'll make sure to put the recipe in the description box below just based on the measurements that I was using. But I mean, it's pretty basic. You could play around with the quantities, do what you like. You can make it less sweet, more sweet, change up the cereal. If you like this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys next Friday. That's the best. You could also do this in the stand mixer with Mom. This a little bit sweeter, and I'm
We're the guinea piggies.
the guinea piggies. I don't know if I've ever like tried condensed milk like on its own. It doesn't have much flavor to it. It's not bad. It's just like a sweeter milk. Okay.
Just I wonder if the Cheerios would fall off more, but that's okay.
The Froot Loops.
Yeah.
Wow, this is like the best breakfast ever.